What is up, everybody? It is your boy Johnny back with another Prince video. Today I'm going to be showing my vinyl collection of artists affiliated with Prince. So I have a stack of albums I'm going to be showing. It's maybe it's a release that was off his Paisley Park label, or maybe a song he wrote for other artists that appeared on another release. So I'm going to be showing those today. So I'm just going to get started because I don't know how much space I have on my iPad here. So let's get started. Let's start with the ladies. Ladies first. So let's start with this. We got the self-titled album of Jill Jones from 1987. This is a promo. This is actually not that easy to find, and I found it for a very good price. So there you go. And some of these songs appeared on these newer compilations that are coming out of songs he wrote, like demo versions. For example, on the Jill Jones, I think it has the song "Baby You're a Trip." But yeah, pretty cool. All right, next this is the only thing I have of Mavis Staples. This is a 12-inch single of the song that appeared on her album Time Waits for No One in 1989. This is a promo single of Jaguar. And it has a single edit on the other side. So yeah. Cool. Let me fix this. Okay. Next is Sheena Easton. This is probably one of her biggest hits, and it was written by Prince under a different alias name called Alexander Nevermind. He did that with some of his songs. This is the 12-inch single, The Sugar Walls. In the Shrink. Cool stuff. And sometimes you use different aliases like Joey Coco, Alexander Nevermind, or Jamie Starr. Stuff like that. All right, next is Sheila E. This is the Glamorous Life album. It's her debut album. Pretty cool. And if I have a 12-inch single that goes with the album, I have it usually behind the album. So I have this 12-inch single called The Belle of St. Mark. So I have this one. And there you go. Then we have the album Romance 1600 from Sheila E. Good stuff. Still in the Shrink. Has a big song, Love Bizarre, on it. This album is a little bit tough to find, I think. This is her self-titled Sheila E. Came out in 87. In the Shrink. The hype sticker. Pretty sweet. Next is a 12-inch single from that album. Hold Me. There we go. Okay, next is just a 12-inch single to the song Sex Symbol from Sheila E. I need to get this album either on vinyl or on CD or on both. I would like to. Oh yeah, and I have some CDs. One day I'll do my affiliated artists of Prince CDs. I just got to get them all together because they're spread all over the place. So I need to find them all. So give me time and I'll do that. All right, next we have Vanity 6. This was a group made by Prince, of course. Here's their first and only album, Vanity 6. With Vanity and these girls. I don't know what the 6 is for, but yeah. So here's the album. There you go. And here's a 12-inch single from the album called Drive Me Wild. Alright. But before Purple Rain started, she either left or she quit or Prince fired her or whatever. But she went solo, and then she went to Motown. So I have some of her albums here, and this is one of them. This is her debut. I wish it was in better shape. This is a promo of Vanity Wild Animal on Motown Records. So yeah, there you go. Then I have her next album, In the Shrink, called Skin on Skin. Cool. Then I have a 12-inch single from that album called Under the Influence. Sorry if I'm going a little quick. I just don't want to. I want to be able to get everything in. All right, next is Apollonia 6. So when Vanity left, there was a new lead singer named was Apollonia, and they became Apollonia 6, and they appeared in Purple Rain, and with the song Sex Shooter, which appears on this album. So, but they only had one album together. So after the Purple Rain tour, they split, and Apollonia went solo, and she came out with her own album called Apollonia in '88. I think she was still at Warner Brothers. So I'll be honest with you, I don't think she sings good. She's not that bad looking, but not that great of a singer. But she is good in Take Me With You. With Prince, sort of. And this is a 12-inch single from the album called Since I Fell For You. Really, like the only album that, or really only single that made just a small impact on the charts, I think. Very small. Alright, next is stuff from Wendy and Lisa. After the Revolution broke up in '86, Wendy and Lisa went their own ways with the Columbia Records. And I have a couple of their albums. And this is their self-titled debut, Wendy and Lisa. From, I think, 87 maybe? Or 80, yeah, 87. There you go. Cool. And this is a promo. It has a press kit inside of it with a publicity photo of them and a little thing of a biography with them. So it's pretty cool. Guys, for a good price. So Wendy and Lisa. And here's a 12-inch single from that album called Honeymoon Express. So. And then I have their second album from '89 called Fruit on the Bottom, or At the Bottom. There you go. Alright. Now I'm at the fellas. The guys, and some other groups. And like basically mostly male groups. So let's start with Andre Cymone. Andre Cymone was he was a bass player for Prince from the beginning of his career to about about the Controversy. Either Dirty Mind or Controversy. He was a bass player for him up till, and then he went his own way. And here is Andre Cymone's first album, and I think it's called Living in the New Wave. So there you go. Not easy. His albums are not that easy to find, except for the next one. The next one's pretty common, but he has this one and another one that's not that easy to find. This is in the Shrink. This is just called AC, and this has a hit Dance Electric, which Prince helped produce and write. So, but the thing is, he always, even when some of his artists left that worked with him, it's like he still was friends with them. Here's a Dance Electric 12-inch single. And this guy, he goes to all the Prince events they have. Kind of like what Elvis Week they have during Elvis's death and birth. They have one celebrating Prince's life during around the anniversary of his death. He always goes to those events. Alright, next we have Jesse Johnson. He was a guitarist part of the Time. And here's his solo stuff from after when the Time broke up in '84 after the Purple Rain tour. This is Jesse Johnson review. And actually, one or two of his players in his group, I think the keyboardist in his group, played for Michael Jackson on the Bad tour. So, that's his first album. Next is the album called Shockadelica. This one is a little bit of a thing with this. Shockadelica, long story short, if you're a Prince fan, you know he has a song called Shockadelica that was a B-side. I think there was a dispute over that, whether he wrote it or Prince stole it from him or whatever. No one really knows now. But as you can see the imagery of Shockadelica, Prince did something similar in around the Signs of the Times era. And this came out in '86. And that's around the time when it was written. So there's a little controversy about it. But the song Shockadelica does not appear on here. It's just called Shockadelica. So here's Jesse Johnson. Shockadelica. Which is actually one of my favorite Prince B-side, or Jesse Johnson's, or somebody's. I think this is unopened. This is Jesse Johnson. Jesse Johnson, Every Shade of Love. So. Pretty cool. And if they're unopened, I don't ever open them. Okay, this is a 12-inch single. George Clinton was on his label for a few albums, and this is a 12-inch single to Why Should I Dog You? It appeared on this album. I think the Cinderella Theory. Yeah. So here's Why Should I Dog You from George Clinton. Alright, this is really rare. It's a two record set promo of the album from 1993 from George Clinton called Hey Man, Smell My Finger. Oh my gosh, George Clinton and his title. So this is a little promo. It didn't come with a cover. I think there's a regular retail version, but I had a promo, which is not easy to find. Got it for a really good price. Looks like it's never been played. Okay, you're probably wondering why I have a Kenny Rogers release on here, because he actually did a song for Kenny Rogers, and it's called You're My Love, and it actually appeared on Prince's demo version or whatever, studio version, appeared on the originals. So I do have this in the shrink. Listen to it, the song. It's so crazy that he wrote even a country song. That's pretty cool. So this is Kenny Rogers, and this album is called They Don't Make Them Like They Used To. That has the song You're My Love, which wasn't a hit or anything. Alright, next is The Time. I'm missing their debut album, but I have their other ones. This is The Time. What time is it? I'm trying to wait for a good copy of their first album. So, there you go. And this is the big one with the bird and Jungle Love. This is Ice Cream Castles, and this is a promo of it. I think that's the wrong sleeve inside. But yeah, there you go. Then I have a 12-inch single of The Bird. We're almost done here. So, there's The Bird. And then I have from 1990 the LP version, which is a little bit harder to find. This is Pandemonium. This came out. They got back together to do this album as they appeared in Graffiti Bridge with Prince. So, Pandemonium. And then I have a 12-inch single from that album. The single Jerk Out. So, cool. Jerk Out. And after the Time split up in 84, in 85, Morris Day came out with his own stuff. This is his album, The Color of Success. So, pretty cool. He just came out with a memoir. I would like to read it. Here is the 12-inch single from that album, The Oak Tree. I want to say I got this at like a Goodwill or something. It's like $1. Pretty sweet. And then another one from that album. This is Love Sign. Something's in there. You get that later. Love Sign. And here's the second album. This is called Daydreamin'. And this is actually unopened of Morris Day. So there you go. And he was still at Warner Brothers. He just wasn't on Paisley Park anymore. Or actually, they never were. What am I saying? Here's The Family. This is a one album group. This contains the song, the original version of Nothing Compares to You. The first people that did it before Sinead O'Connor. And of course, Prince's version came out, I guess, about 2 years ago almost now. But there you go. The Family. And a 12-inch single from those guys. The Screams of Passion. So, there you go. Next is a group called Maserati. This is the only album I have of theirs. I think they may have another one. But this is their first one. Wish it was in better shape. But this is just called Maserati. These guys look like a whole bunch of girls. Really. And I think it was... Yeah, they were produced and arranged by Brown Mark and David Z. So, and those are guys that were in the Revolution. So, and this group came out in, I think, 85. 86. Yeah. And I have a couple of 12-inch singles from those guys. Even though they look like girls. This is a Players Ball. I mean, look at them. But you know what? Just like Dave Chappelle said. No, Charlie Murphy said. All the guys that look like chicks were getting all the ladies back in those days. With the hair on one side and the spandex and all that. Alright, this is a promo single of 100. This is my last thing I'm going to show. This is a promo single of 100 Miles an Hour. And again, this version of Prince's version of 100 Miles an Hour appeared on, I think, the originals also. But you know what, people? That is it. Kind of quick. Sorry I went a little quick. I'm just worried that I'm going to lose space on here. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for my next video. I'll probably do an Elvis video or maybe something in between before I do that. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. So see you later, and goodbye.